right, the title is 2.1 Prime Factorization. I can find prime factorization.
Yay! Give her a round. All right, so the one little thing, since we stopped a little bit early, is it's not going to be I can find prime factorization. I can find prime factorization almost. We're not quite there yet. That's going to be the very next thing we do, okay? So we're only focusing on factors. Thank you, Mrs. Comfort. Well done. So, a factor, you guys, is a number that when you multiply by another number, it makes a product. It makes a final answer. So if we have 2 times 3, you all know that the answer is 6. That number 2 and that number 3 are factors, right? Factors, check this out. This is like one of my favorite. Factors are smaller numbers that make up a larger number. So if I ask, hey guys, give me a factor, give me some factors of 6, would you ever say 7? Because is 7 a smaller number than 6? No. So factors are always that number or smaller, right? Prime number. How many factors do prime numbers have, Manal? 2. How many factors do composite numbers have? Composite numbers have, Manny? Manny, how many factors do composite numbers have? More than 2. Okay. Can somebody tell me what are the factors of any prime number? What are the factors of any prime number? Afsa? Itself and 1. So the number itself and the number 1, right? Identifying factors. So we talked about factors that are smaller than the given number, and then we listed factors by using a T-chart. So I gave you guys the number 12, remember that? And then we drew a T-chart, and you guys all said, well, Mr. Ponder, 1 goes into everything, right? And then you said, well, the partner with 1 would be 12, because 1 times 12 is 12. And then you go to the next number, 2. Does 2 go into 12? Of course 2 goes into 12. Why is that in a course? Why does, of course, 2 go into 12, Mohammed Amin? Why does 2 go into 12, Janice?
Because it's an even number.
12 is an even number, and 2 goes into every single even number, right?
Yes.
So then you just got to figure, okay, so 2 times what is 12? 6. Then you go to the next number, 3. Does 3 go into 12?
Yes.
Certainly does. 3 times what?
4.
4. And then our next number is 4, but you're like, stop. I've already used 4. That must mean I'm done, right?
Yes.
And then I said, well, what if I asked you to list the factors in order? We drew ourselves a smiley face. We said, well, here's where a smiley face would start. 1, 2, 3, back up around, 4, 6, 12. And that makes your teacher happy when you can list the factors in order, right? Therefore, you have a smiley face. Yes, no?
Yes.
Well done. So there's another example with B. There's another example with C. And then we slid on down here to odds versus evens. And we said, come on, that odd numbers end in this, and even numbers end in this. And then, I think we just talked about this as well, all even numbers are divisible by what?
2.
All even numbers are divisible by what?
2.
Therefore, all even numbers are composite. Except the number 2, right? And then we did prime versus composite, which we've already talked about. If you have more than 2 factors, it's composite. If you have 2 factors, it's prime. Questions?